meeting of the Board of Trustees of United ISD will be held Tuesday, January 8, 2022, and time is 7:18 in the SAC room, number 2, Fine Arts Building. Subjects to be discussed or considered or are not listed below items do not have to be taken in any order shown on this meeting notice. Public comment?
Not at this time.
Item to be reviewed by the Business Committee for information only. Item A, notice to grant applications to be submitted on behalf of the district.
Good evening, board members, staff, superintendents. We've got 4 applications that are coming up to be submitted for the district. The first one is the American Rescue Plan, ARP Homeless One, TEHCY Supplemental Grant. We're expecting that in the amount of $89,320. All the details are in your packet. The second grant is a one-time reimbursement for Winter Storm Uri remediation costs of the Texas Education Code 48.2611 from TEA, and that will be to cover expenses we incurred that were not met through any other means. And that one's expected to be approximately $53,000. At the same time, we're also looking at the Texas Department of Emergency Management Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, DR 4485, COVID-19. And this is the state level version of the FEMA grant, which we're in the process of getting reimbursed for. It's that FEMA moves very slowly, so hopefully this one will be quick, coming into our offices quicker. And that one, the amount is to be determined. And finally, we have the Texas Governor's Criminal Justice Division grants to enable a safe school environment, and those amounts are to be determined. Any questions?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. B, budget update 2022-2023.
For right now, Mr. Rodriguez and Mr. Molina, I'm just going to give you kind of like what we expect to be doing in the next couple of months. This month, I know Ms. Sandon and her staff are doing the boundary meetings with the parents. And based on those meetings, then eventually coming to the board with recommendations on boundary changes, especially from Molina Middle. That's key for us because what that leads to is staffing for Molina Middle. And, you know, which teachers are we going to have to move there, you know, administration, et cetera. So that's part of January and February, March. Probably in February and March, we'll send campus allocations out based on next year's projected enrollment. We're hoping that we can recover the 1,600 kids that we think are still being taught at home, the homeschool kids. We'll be constantly reaching out to them, especially hopefully when COVID cases start coming down, we can start on that project again to see if they're going to come back next year. In April, we'll get our preliminary tax values. And then May and summer, we'll start finalizing staffing for next year, and we'll look at what the state's going to do for potential state revenue for this year. Maybe they'll let us not count the 460 since the numbers are real low. And then we'll do workshops in the summer. Hopefully cases are down again. And then in August, the plan is to bring you a budget and a tax rate after the workshops and lots of discussion. So that's where we are in the budget process for next year.
Thank you. Molina, any questions? Item number 3, financial and operational items to be reviewed by the Business Committee meeting with recommendations for action to be taken in the next regular board meeting. Item A, approval of monthly disbursements.
Yes, Mr. Flores and his staff has sent out the disbursements for your review with a separate booklet. I don't know if anybody had questions. If you do, we can get with staff.
No questions.
Item B, approval of independent audit report for the year ending August 31st, 2021.
For the auditor, this one we're going to take not as an individual, as a consent, we're going to bring the actual audit to the board for your review. The external auditors will be present to explain some of the main numbers. What they have told us is that they have no material misstatements of our financial statements, no discrepancies, and no management comments as of right now. They don't see anything, but it's a clean opinion of our financial statements and our internal controls. So that one has to be individual.
Yes. Item C, approval of property tax refunds for the month of December 2021.
We're bringing for your consideration, refunds for the month of December totaling $5,454.50. Okay. So there's 5 items, 5 tax refunds. It's the next item. It's item C. I'll do it. I'm not good with the mouse, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Davis. It's item C. You said the property tax refund, the next page, Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Sorry. One is for an error in payment, and 4 of them are overpayments. People ended up paying twice for their accounts for a total of $5,454.50.
I can go back.
Okay, thank you. Item D.
Are we on?
Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you.
Okay, item D, adoption of resolution for the early notification of the employee separation from employment and subject to full-time district employees for the 2021-22 school year.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez, Mr. Molina, Superintendent Gonzalez, ladies and gentlemen. Members of the board, we come before you to present this particular item for your consideration and hopefully for approval for next year. Or, I'm sorry, for this year, in anticipation of looking at the staffing patterns for this upcoming school year. As you very well know, we've taken, student enrollment has taken a drop. We are staffed anticipating a good number of students to which they did not show. So very simply, it helps us for those who are going to be considering retirement or leaving the organization for personal or professional reasons. We offer this incentive for they to give us advance notice so we can look at those staffing patterns as we work on staffing for this upcoming school year. The resolution simply states that individuals need to complete their work calendar to be considered. Secondly, for professionals, there's a stipend of $1,000, and of course, there's one respectively for $500 for both paraprofessional and auxiliary personnel. We've gone through legal counsel to look at the wording of this resolution, and we would recommend as administration that you consider this as it helps us as an important tool to consider staffing for this upcoming school year.
Good. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Item E, approval of RFQ 004-2021, medical evaluations and other health impairments for all students.
Good evening. We have one request for qualifications for your consideration. The recommended vendors for this would be Eric Solman, Mole, Selena R. Olivera, Rolando Javier Rodriguez, and Ronald Newton. So these would be medical professionals available for all of our students, our 504, our special ed, and our general ed whenever they need any of the evaluations that these doctors can provide. And there's more than one because, you know, one would be in like hearing loss, another one for vision, another one for general medical. And that's the reason we're bringing more than one post-qualified vendor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Item F, approval of low attendance day waivers for the week of January 10, 14, 2020.
Rodriguez, items F and G were discussed in the instructional meeting. You can go over again, this is for your call.
We're good. Item H, approval of request of board members and for use of trustees discretionary funds for various campus and departments.
Mr. Rodriguez, Mr. Molina, Mr. Gonzalez, members of the audience, the information in your packet has all the requests that will be officially approved next month. Any new requests from today to Friday will also be included in your board packet. So any new requests beyond Friday will present at the day of the board meeting.
Thank you. Adjournment.